on a little bit, and it's a little bit before 7:30, but that's all right. We can always start the fun early, right? I start it late enough, often enough. I mean, not too late, but my name is Sharon Rogers, if we haven't met, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. And this is Friday Night Live. I like to come to you every Friday night at 7:30 with a project, and tonight I've got two projects. I'm going to do two of the projects that I had everyone create that attended my new catalog launch and Bunko event last weekend. So make sure that you do just what Sheila just did and pop in the comments and say hello. Let me know where you're from. Sheila is from the next town over. We actually work together, and she is on my Stamperhood team. And she has been on for a very long time on my team, 20 years. So I just celebrated my 25th Stampiversary, and she has just celebrated her 20th. So it's a great company. We're so happy to be a part of it, and we love it. And you know what? If you love it, if you love paper crafting and you're not getting a discount on your Stampin' Up! Projects, then you should consider signing up. And in February, there's going to be a special sign-up special. Now, the starter kit is always a great deal. It's $99, but you get $125 worth of merchandise and free shipping, and you get to have a discount for the next well, let's see, if it's in February, you will have a discount through July of at least 20%. It could be higher, depends on, what you do when you sign up. But that's a great discount for quite a while, and that includes the new catalog that's coming out in May. So great opportunity, but it even gets better because Stampin' Up! Has just announced that they have a new Stampin' Positioner. So the Stamp-A-Majig was very popular in its time, but there was another company who thought that it was too similar, which it really wasn't that similar. And Stampin' Up! Fought it in court for a long time, but then they just decided, you know what, this is costing us too much to fight it. We'll just come up with something better. And so they have released something, or they are releasing something, and people that sign up in February are going to be getting that included in their starter kit. So you get the Stampin' Positioner, plus you'll get $125 worth of product of your choice to go along with that, and free shipping. So that's a really great deal. You can message me if you are interested. But that's enough of that. I was just waiting for people to catch up and catch on that I've gone live. I was a little bit early. So what do you say I turn this down and we get to stamping? All right, here we go. It's going to take a second. I got to put it in the holder. Got my flannel on because we're going to be getting a storm. It was cold here. Oops, sorry. It was cold here today. Boy, was it cold. The wind was just whipping along here. And we've got some snow on the ground a little bit here in Maine. But we're going to get a whole lot more this weekend. I think my phone has been telling me that we're going to be getting somewhere between 18 and 22 inches. Yay! I like snow. And it's going to be very light snow, which means that it's not quite as problematic to deal with. Of course, driving, it will be problematic because it'll be blowing everywhere. So let's see. I know that more of you are on because I can see the count, but only Sheila has said hello tonight. Well, maybe more of you will pop on soon. So I want to share my first card that I'm going to share with you. Is actually a card that Sheila designed for an event that she's got coming up. Ooh, when is that? Monday? I can't remember. Maybe Monday, I think. Ooh, probably not Monday now because Monday is when the storm's coming. But I decided to Valentine-ize it because we have some great Valentine paper. It's the Made with Love paper. And I'm using this particular one. I'm going to feature both sides, and I've gone ahead and prepped it a little bit in advance because remember, this was from a project that I did last Saturday, So Reba is a little late. She's waiting on your ice storm. Yeah, that's way worse than what we're getting. But when the sun comes out, it'll be beautiful, Reba. Where was I? Let's see. I've done a little prep work because people were, I don't want them to have to wait and spend all day there just, prepping some of their stuff. So I prep it for them. So we've got a regular card base, and this happens to be Poppy Parade, I think. Yes, because this is a Poppy Parade kind of base. So this is Poppy Parade, which is just a little bit of an orangey red. Not too orangey though. And I've got a couple of different pieces of basic white. This is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So it is just 1/8 of an inch smaller than the card front size. So you'd see just a teeny tiny little bit of a border. Oh, it's on the 31st. Is that a change, Sheila? Did you change because of the weather? So then I also have this piece of cardstock. This is not how it lined up, but I started with a piece that measured, I don't know, let's see how long it was. It was, I think, 6 inches or so. 6, I think, by 5 1/4. And then I cut this into a couple different pieces. One that is 2.5 inches wide, so 2.5. And all these measurements are going to be in my Monday email. So if you do not get my Monday email, then look after this for the description in, or the link in the description of this video, and you'll see it there. And then I've got another piece that is 1 3/4 wide and 1 3/4 wide. So 1 3/4, 1 3/4, and 2.5. Yep, that makes 6 inches. So 6, I started with 6 by 5 1/4. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in that larger piece of my basic white, and I have to decide what I want showing. I'm going to be bending this back. So whatever you bend back is what is on the inside. So you're going to start with them like this or like this. It really does not matter which one you want to do. I think I'm going to go with my hearts on the inside. So let's see. Hey Sheila, I think we may be getting a storm next weekend too. 'Tis the season. And I've got something rescheduled for next week too. Oh, love February, end of January, early February. We knew it was coming. We've had it pretty cold, but otherwise not a ton of snow. So you're going to have just a little bit of space showing at the top, because remember this was 1/8 of an inch larger. So this is the DSP is 5 1/4, and that's 5 3/8. So I'm just centering it left and right. And there we have that. Now on these two little pieces, I have marked the halfway point. So because this is 1 3/4, the halfway point was 7/8 of an inch. You can trust me on that. I used to be a math teacher. So I marked it 7/8 of an inch. And what I did was I took a pencil. Okay, this is a pen, but pretend with me. I took a pencil and I marked it at 7/8 of an inch. Then I took the other end, the other piece, lined it up, and just continued that mark over there. And then I flipped this one around and I lined up the edges and I continued the mark there. And then I flipped this one around so that I only really measured once. Other than that, it was pretty easy to mark. And then I wanted to mark one side of of the long side. And so the long side was 5 1/4. So halfway of 5 1/4, half of 5 is 2.5. And so 2 5/8 is where you're going to find the halfway mark right here. And so then I did the same thing. I put this other piece next to it and did that. Now you can do this next step without a paper trimmer or scorer or anything like that, but I like it nice and crisp. So I don't like to just fold it over with my fingers, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this midpoint up here and this midpoint, and we're going to be folding so that we get basically our fold on the line that connects those two. Doesn't that sound fun? It doesn't to me, because those are two so very thin pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my marks in the ditch of my paper trimmer, and whoops, try not to move it when I close it. And then I'm going to score. And then I'm going to, oh, I didn't score that very well. Hold on. I got to do that again. I must have moved it. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to turn it so that I can have that midpoint and this midpoint in my ditch. And now that's going to allow me to fold it a lot more easily. And I'm going to fold it this way. If it's not exact, if it doesn't meet right at the point, that's fine, because we're going to cover that up anyways. Oh, where'd my piece go? So that is going to get attached over here. And you can see what happens is that sets up very nice. I've got my border the same all the way around, and that's just going to fold back. We're going to do the same thing on the other one. Hi, Ruth. How is it in Florida these days? Warmer? I know it's warmer because I've checked out your weather. Your weather's pretty nice down there right now. I know it was cold, but it is no longer cold. Not compared to up here where we're in the single digits. And I know other people are in much worse areas than we are. All right, so remember, I want the hearts to be turned back. All right. So now I'm going to take these pieces. Hi, Linda. Let's see, we're just gonna put a little glue there, and the straight edge is on the outside edge. I'm just gonna make sure my tops and my bottoms are lined up nicely. Okay, there we go. Now, you can choose to adhere these flaps down or not. I actually like adhering them down. I don't have to necessarily go all the way to the edge, but I don't like them flapping. I don't like them too flappy. There we go. And there should be no real gap there. You shouldn't see any white underneath there. All right, so there we go. That's pretty good. And we're going to do the same thing to this side. So when you're doing this technique, this bow fold or bow tie fold, whatever you want to call it, I mean, it's a sideways bow tie. You want to make sure you like both sides of the DSP and that both sides actually go well together. And in this Made with Love DSP, they did. Not all DSPs have that, but I love it when they do keep it in mind. Back to deep freeze on Monday, huh? Yeah, you're probably gonna get ice too, just like Reba in Texas. All right, so there we have that. And now we can actually put this on the card front too. I've got 2 cards for you tonight. This is the first one. I thought I'd do 2 just because I have everything prepped for them. Because I had a couple people that couldn't make it last week because we had snow last week. So everything's really pretty here in Maine. I took the dog to the dog, well, not the dog park because we don't really have a dog park in Wells, but I took her to the recreation center, right, which is right down the road from me. And this is just an extra strip that I'm going to just put on here. And the first day after the snow, I don't know when it snowed, Monday or something like that, or Tuesday, I took her down, and it was hard for her to move around because her back is only like, the top of her back is 16 inches off the ground. So even the 5 or 6 inches on top of a couple inches that we had, that was hard going for her a little bit. She didn't seem to really like it. Like, she's usually really good about fetching the ball and then sitting when she brings it back to me. She didn't want to sit in it, which I was like, okay, fine. So I don't know what we're going to do with this next storm because we're getting 18 to 22 inches possibly, and that's going to bury her. So my husband, I know exactly where she's going to be going to the bathroom, wherever my husband snow blows. Okay, now I had pre-cut a circle out of here, and then I brought in, now I didn't get one of the new Valentine's sets from the mini catalog because I had this one and I thought, I don't send a lot of Valentines, I don't need a lot. So I just got this one out. And let's see, there's Happy Valentine's Day over here. Does anybody hear Crash meowing? Oh, yes, Sheila does. Is Crash crying? Yes. Hold on. I'm going to get Crash. All right, Crash is in here. He'll be getting up in a minute. He was crying extra hard probably because the dog was right there. Like, what are you crying for? I want in with Mommy. It's Friday Night Live time. What am I doing out here? All right, so he's in. Now the dog is whining at the door. I'm not gonna let the dog in though. Hey Crash, you coming up? Oh, there we go. You guys might see him afterwards. All right, so now I've got this little trio of hearts here, and I don't want it as strong as the Happy Valentine's Day. So I'm gonna stamp off. And then I'll stamp up here, and then I'll do the same thing again. See, who needs scrap paper? And you just have this. All right, so there we go. I don't use Poppy Parade very much, but I do like it. And now let's bring in our Stampin' Dimensionals, or my Stampin' Dimensional edges. A little bit more accurate for me. Crash, Sheila was watching out for you. She heard you. She's your buddy. All right, and so now we have this right here in the front to complete the look, and now it definitely looks more like a bow tie. See, there's my bow tie. And there we go. Now, if I wanted to, I could certainly add some sparkle here. Do I want to? I don't know that I really do, but let's see what we got. I mean, because we do have the hearts on there, but that's all right. We can just add some sparkle in different places. And we have a little bit of sparkle. And that is a cute little Valentine's card. Now, I have a niece that actually has a birthday on Valentine's Day, and I could certainly have switched this out for a happy birthday, or I can just not only wish her happy Valentine's Day, but I could wish her a happy birthday on the inside. I think I'll do that. And I have plenty of time to mail it. Now the question is, will I mail it in time? All right, for those of you who are commenting in the comment section, tell me, do you ever make a card and then forget to mail it? Like, you make it so far in advance, or maybe not even that far in advance, and you forget to mail it or send it? Or is it just me? I mean, I have a feeling it's not just me, but I'd like a little validation on that. So if you would like to chime in, that would be very much appreciated. All right, I'm just gonna put these other parts back. Okay, now it's time for the next card that we did. I showed you one project that everybody did last Friday night. So here is, well, I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to make it, and then you'll see it when it's done. It's actually a version of the one I've got to show you. So we started with a base of Pretty Peacock. Sheila, of course. And then we have a piece of Lost Lagoon, and I've already die cut something out of this. And this is from Nature's Symphony, from Nature Walk. So this is Nature's Symphony. It's a new bundle. And I've taken to keeping my stamps and my dies in the same folder. I probably won't do that if I have something that's like not stylish shapes, but like the textured notes dies, because these are dies that stand alone. They don't really go with a set, but they were bundled with a set. So this is a case where I would not keep them in the same folder. All right, so one thing you're going to notice is that, especially with the, I don't know if it's the new packaging or this stuff or the stamps, I don't know, but there is a smell associated. It's a little bit stronger, so while your stamps are new, they're going to smell a little bit, or the packaging is new. I don't know what smells, but it smells a little musty to me. So it's perfectly normal. It's been going on for a little while for me, so perfectly normal, not going to hurt anything. So the stamps, I like you lots, To a Great Guy, which is what we're going to use today. You Make Me Smile, and Thank You. And then you've got this kind of distressed, I don't know, something look. And then you've got a couple of leafy images. And then in your dies, this is the one that I had cut out of here. I die cut out of here already. And I used it on another project. In fact, the one I'm going to show you in a second. And then you've got some other dies. You've got this one that cuts out this, and this one that cuts out that. You've got a piece of wood grain here, and then you've got some dots and another leafy image, and then a little crosshatch thing. So nice little set. This, I believe, is going to be the focus of my, this may be the what I theme my April retreat around. All right, so I die cut one of these out of Old Olive already. And I had die cut, all right, now I actually die cut this large one. I die cut it out of this, and I die cut it out of a piece of Pretty Peacock. And then what I did was I cut them apart. So you can see that this little piece went here. And imagine the same die cut from Pretty Peacock. That one is from there. And I die cut it from the middle of this piece because I'm going to use this piece as a border. So this is a suite of products and some DSP, and this DSP doesn't really have a lot of, let me see if I can find it real quickly. It doesn't have a lot of design in it. It's really just sort of backgroundy kind of paper. So we've got this one that I don't have much of because I've used most of it for my launch. We've got this one, which is a beautiful Pretty Peacock on the back. We've got some blues, looks like balmy blue and maybe Azure Afternoon, or no, probably Blueberry Bushel. And a Secret Sea in there. Let's see, we've got a Mossy Meadow with some Old Olive, and then just a bunch of different greens on the back. Goes into Soft Seafoam, I think. We do have this little grid here, and And then we have like almost a graph paper kind of look here with crumb cake. And then we've got some script over here. Looks like it's shall relax. So it might be English, but I don't know what it says. Someday maybe I'll ask Stampin' Up. But those are the designs. So just pretty, they're just backgrounds, but they're beautiful backgrounds. I love this one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this right on here, and you'll never even see, you can't even tell that I die cut the middle of that. So when I'm adhering this, I'm just really going to, I know it goes right up to the center, but I'm putting my adhesive on here. So I don't want to get too close to the outside on the sides. I just want to go make sure I get all this pertinent stuff down, but I don't want to make a mess everywhere. Okay. Guess it doesn't matter which side I put the glue on. And see, I still did get a little bit outside. It's all right. It's okay. It'll be fine. All right. So we've got that piece layered down there. And see, no glue on the back, which is great. I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to put that right in the center there. So apparently the glue is going to go on both sides anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, and let's put that, and that's also cut so it runs top to bottom. All right, so we'll just press that down. Now I'm going to bring in my pieces here, and the larger one's going to go, hold on, they're tangled. The larger one, is there a larger one here? Can't pick it up. Okay. So yeah, this one is slightly larger. That's going to go in the back here, and I'll arrange it first, and then I'll glue things down. And then I've got this one that'll go over the top, and then I want to bring in the green because I want that to match. So see, we've got the pretty peacock, and we've got the Lost Lagoon, and now we're bringing in some of the olive. There we go. And then I already die cut this little wooden piece. It's got some little cuts in it. You could stick things in there if you wanted to. Like, I'm not going to because it's not my design, but it's not part of my design. But see, you could have a leaf coming out of that. That's kind of cool. All right, so let me go ahead and, now that I have a basic idea of what I want to do, now there are some holes in these leaves, so you want to be a little bit, careful when you're putting the adhesive down. And I'm not putting it down on the top one. I'll let that one flap in the wind. There's no wind, but let's see. Just put that right here. And then we're going to put this one on too. Ooh, that's a lot of glue. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just putting a little bit on here. Let's see. Linda's saying that she's mailed a little bit too many times on the border, meaning of when they should have been mailed. Well, that's one step over not mailing at all, which is sometimes, I have to admit, where I have been, which is so sad. Like, I am swimming in cards. How come I can't get them out? I've got my mailbox is at my house. I mean, I do have to cross the road, but still. It's not hard. I don't have to go anywhere. All right, so then I'm gonna kind of put this over here like this. Kind of sticks off to the side. I can I can rearrange it however I want to there. I do have a piece of linen thread. I can just sort of ball that up and stick that down. I can kind of stick that behind here. So like if I just do that, if I just wrap it, oh look, let me tell you about this. It doesn't look good, right? Looks like I got some sort of blood poisoning. But really, I was just re-inking an ink pad for tomorrow for a class that I have, and I brought the ink pad out to the kitchen so I could get a spoon to like smooth it all around and make it nice. And I tipped it a little bit and it ran down my finger and onto my floor. So that was fun. All right, so if I just do this and maybe just twist it a little bit in the center here, it's almost like a faux bow. All right, I know I have my glue dots somewhere because I just had them out. Now I can only find the packages that are full that I don't want to open. Oh, I found them. All right, so I might put just one on. I might put two on. We'll see. I might need two. One on one side, one on the other. There we go. All right, and now if I just kind of put that here, I think this will look good over it. Yeah, something that looks like that. Yeah. So we'll put this on though with some dimensionals. Probably don't need 3. 2 is probably sufficient. Oh, I'm so glad that, Ruth, you've forgotten to mail some too. I feel so much better that it's not just me. Not just me being the bad friend or relative that's not mailing things out. All right, so there we go. Now we need a little sentiment, I think. I think I have a piece of scrap white somewhere just for that. Oh, look at that. Right here. So let's go ahead and get out our pretty peacock. Let's go to a great guy. I'm sure there'll be a great guy who has a birthday at some point. If not, my husband's birthday is in June, and I know I can use it then because he's a great guy. All right, let's do a little fussy cutting. So I'm just gonna take my little snips, which you can't get anymore. I mean, you can buy some small detail scissors online pretty readily, and even places at Walmart probably. But Stampin' Up's manufacturer no longer manufactures them, so out o' luck. Let's go with a kind of a straight line over here. And we'll just start cutting around. So it doesn't really take very long. So when I designed this card, I designed it purposefully so that I could mix my colors and not have to waste a lot of paper because I needed more of one than the other on a particular card. So what I did was, I'll show you in just a second. Oh, see here, that goes right there. And that's just gonna go on with some regular glue. I've already got, twine on there and dimensionals. I don't wanna get too thick. Just hold that on there for a second. And then another part of this wonderful suite of products is one of my favorite embellishments in a while. I love these Moody Palette glossy dots. I just love looking at them in the package. the Secret Sea and the Old Olive and the cloud cover and the white. It's just so pretty together. Oh, love it. So we're just going to use some of these colors and we're going to just put it on the card. Let's try the cloud cover. I can kind of, because cloud cover goes with some of these darker colors too. I want to probably put it up where it's going to be seen a little bit more. Let's do that. Let's put in maybe a Old Olive one. Oh, gotta put it where it's going to be seen though. Do I want to put it on here? No. Put it up here. It kind of blends in a little bit, but that's all right. And then maybe put a white down here. So we've got our little triangle going. You know what? This one's too dark for me. I mean, it's too green on the green. I wonder what it would look like if I put one of the Secret Sea ones up there. Too dark for me. I'm gonna put another white one up. There we go. All right, and so there we just have that card. All we need to do is create an inside layer, which I don't have in this particular envelope. So we're just gonna have to put that in off camera. I hate it when I do that because I'm really trying to finish things as I start them. But let me show you the other one. So the DSP, like these two could have come from one strip because this is what it looks like. It is darker on one end and lighter on the other. All the colors still are the same, they're just different on the ends. And so you can see that my leaves, so remember when I said I cut this one leaf apart? I swapped them. So this larger one is 1/2 of that die cut, and the smaller one came from that one die cut that was from this piece under here. And then these two pieces are from the die cut that came from this layer right here. And so I just switched the layers. Which one do you like better? I don't know. I don't know which one I like better. My first thought was to say this one, but now I'm thinking this one. I don't know. They're both nice. Oh, but see what I did on the inside of this one? I just took a piece of basic white and I stamped this, and I didn't stamp it in Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. I stamped it in Pretty Peacock and then I stamped it right again. So it looks, Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon are monochromatic. Just the shade is off. So anyway, that's what I have for you. As I mentioned, we are getting some snow, and I have brought back an annual event. I mean, sometimes we do it more than once a year. But when we get big snowstorms, I like to have something fun to do, and I know my customers do as well. So we do something called mystery stamping in the snow. And so ahead of time on Sunday morning, I'm going to mail out a list of supplies that you need, and then we're going to make some cards. And it's going to be it's a craft along. You're going to see me doing it. So I know some people do their mystery stamping where they just give you the written directions and you have to figure out what those mean. I'll do it along with you with my stuff, but everything's going to look different because you're using different stuff than I'm using. And then in between the crafts, the cards, we're going to play bingo for prizes. So if you would like to do that, I'm going to put the link in the description of this video. It is just $10, and that is going to get you two, I don't know. I have to go back and look. It's going to get you the card sessions where we're going to create, and it's going to get you 3 rounds of bingo. And the rounds of bingo will have prizes. The first 2 rounds will be an embellishment, and it's a new embellishment. And then the last one is a mystery box. So for $10, you have a chance to have some fun in the snow, or not, depending where you are, maybe ice. And if you're lucky enough, you might win something as well. So I'm going to turn you back around. Let's see. Pop this out of the holder. Here I am. Here's Crash. See, Crash, your fans want to say hi. Here's Crash. Oh, he meowed. Did you hear him? Anyway, so I'm going to put the description in this, or the link to that event in the description of this video. You have to sign up before Sunday at 3. I'm going to be sending out measurements and stuff in the morning, but Sunday at 3 Eastern time, so those of you not in Eastern time, pay attention to that. I'm going to be mailing out any final things, including bingo cards. 3 o'clock is the deadline, though, because the Patriots play at 3 o'clock, and that's my team. So I got to be watching them. I can multitask a little bit, especially at the first part of the game. But then Sunday night at 6:30 Eastern time, that's when the fun is going to happen, because the snow will be well underway. Crash, Sheila's kitty, Sam. Oh, look, Sam is watching. He looks impressed. I'm going back to sleep. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Get everything done, those of you who are going to be living in areas that are hit by snow or ice, and get everything done ahead of time so that you can just relax when the time comes for the storm and enjoy the beauty of it, whether it's during or after, and have some fun crafting as well. And if you're a football fan, make sure you're cheering loudly for the Patriots, my team. Thanks so much. We will see you soon. I'm not sure when. I know I have Tune In Tuesday coming up next Tuesday, so I'll definitely see you then. And I hope to see some of you for mystery stamping in the snow on Sunday. Bye-bye.